Hey guys, welcome to today's episode. So today I want to answer a question I get all the time. It's from people who, they look at our menu on stripecourses.com, they see all these different career skills like coding, video editing, photography, all of those different skills, and they think, am I too old to start learning these skills and then pursue a career? And I get this question from people in their 40s, some even in their 30s, some in their 60s, but people get to a point where they start to wonder, am I too old? Here's my answer. You're never too old to learn these skills, and I want to explain why. While it's true that if you could go back to your college or university days and take a degree in computer science or programming or something like that, yes, that's going to give you a big advantage. The best time to start is right now. Just like that Chinese proverb says, when's the best time to plant a tree? The answer is 20 years ago. If not then right now, today. Start right now, today. And here's the next problem that most people run into and why they don't begin at a later stage in life. They feel that it's going to take too long to pick up these new skills, that they're way too far behind. Most people underestimate how much they can learn when it comes to a new skill if they will just set aside even an hour a day. And if they do that for at least a year, most people have no idea. They just completely underestimate how much they can learn in that amount of time. So let's say, for example, you wanted to learn WordPress development. You want to learn website design, and you want to do that because you want to get work for different companies that do website design, or it might even be for your own purposes, but you've never done this before. So you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to set aside 1 hour a day. I'm going to join Stripe. I'm going to go through their WordPress training courses. Right now we have 2 courses. We're going to be adding a lot more as we go. Okay, but you set aside an hour each day. Now here's the key part. You want to spend at least 15 minutes watching the lesson. The other 45 minutes you're going to learn practicing. The best way to learn anything is to watch the training and then go and practice and learn through direct experience. In fact, that's really the only way to learn. You have to be doing the doing part and getting feedback from the real world. But if you were to do that, set aside an hour a day, here's what would happen. After the first 10 days, you're probably going to feel like quitting because a lot of it isn't going to make sense. You're not going to see a whole lot of progress. You're going to see how much more you have to learn and just how little you actually know at this stage. So you're going to feel like quitting, and most people, they will quit in those first 10 days. But let's say you stick it out. Now after 30 days, you're going to somewhat surprise yourself. You're going to know a lot more than when you started, and you're going to start to have competence to do the basic things, but there's still going to be a lot that you don't yet know. After 90 days, if you are one of the very few people who are still going, you're still persisting, and you've been putting in an hour a day, you're going to know quite a bit. You're going to know enough that you have basic competence that you can actually go and do that work. I can't say for sure whether you could get a job or not because I don't know you. I don't know how seriously you're going to take this, but if you've been putting in an hour a day to learn a new skill and you've done that for 3 months, for most people, that's going to be enough to get an entry-level job if we're talking about really just basic work. Now, if you're really committed and you see this through all the way for 1 year. 1 year, that's 365 hours that you put into learning this new skill. By that stage, you're going to know more than most people because most people will just never do that. And so that's what I say to you. You're not going to pick up these skills overnight. You're not going to pick them up in your first week. But if you can stick at this for the long term, and if you can really commit and get serious about it, yes, you can learn these new skills. I don't care whether you're 40 or 50, whatever your age is. If you spend a whole year putting in an hour a day, you're going to get pretty good. You're going to get competent, at least competent enough that you could actually go on and start applying for jobs. Now, the next excuse that most people are going to have is, well, I don't have an hour a day. Everyone has an hour a day. It's not about not having the time, it's just about priorities. And sometimes I do the same thing. Sometimes I complain to myself about how busy I am and I've got all these commitments, but then I do find myself in bed at night watching Netflix, and I can watch that for an hour. And I think to myself, you know what? I really do have the time. It's just priorities. In all of our lives, it's all priorities. And if you make this learning, if you make acquiring this new skill so that you can go and get a new job, a new career, even at a later stage in your life, if you make that a priority, yes, you do have an extra hour a day. So the question is, are you serious enough about this? Are you committed enough at this later stage in life to learn this new skill and go and find an entirely new career? If you are, join strivecourses.com, dedicate an hour a day, get serious about it, start watching the lessons, but most importantly, start applying as you go. Now, if you want a free trial so you can go and check out all the training, see if it's as good as I tell you it is, and see if you want to remain a member and do this, then go to strivecourses.com. You can get a 7-day free trial right there on the homepage. Try it out, risk-free. If it's not for you, no problem. You're not locked in. There's no contracts, no obligations, nothing like that. But you can try out the training, and what you're going to find is that the training is very beginner friendly. It's got a lot of demonstrations, and it's also very action orientated. So we teach you the theory, but then we tell you, okay, now you go and do it. Okay, in between each lesson, and typically there's 30 lessons over 30 days, you're going to be doing a lot of practicing, a lot of implementation, and that's the best way for you to learn. Okay, so try it out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.